Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all, I'm still on my rock and roll Black Friday nonstop content. Okay, yes, that means I'm gonna be rolled into January. The time, I don't know. Now, y'all, these are my opinion, not necessarily based on facts and knowledge. Welcome. This is for entertaining, educating, community criticism purposes. Okay. Now, y'all, Jedidiah Brown was an advocate for the Kenneka Jenkins case. And back then, I really kind of liked the young man. I liked his style and the way he was handling things. But I don't here to bash nobody. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all time to get in here before we get started. Now to see why you waiting, go ahead on the like, share, and subscribe to this video, and appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday, y'all. Y'all, Jedidiah Brown is about to tell y'all, and then after he finished talking, I'm gonna respect him. After he finished talking, and I'm gonna tell you how to get justice for Kenneka Jenkins. But Jedidiah Brown is now telling how to get justice for Kenneka Jenkins. I wish he knew that how to get justice back then. But now, okay, if everybody can sit and say, 8 years ago, I wish I know what I know now. 8 years ago, we had Miss Teresa. Wish she know 8 years ago and whatever like that. But still, I gonna tell y'all how to get justice, and then we gonna keep it real. But what we're gonna do is take a look at Jedidiah Brown. He was, like I said, was the advocate for Kenneka Jenkins, and this is his story. Okay. Let's take a listen to this, and then I'm going to tell you how to get justice when we finish. Whew, need some more coffee, y'all. I don't need the chat. I don't need the chat. I'm not interested in what the chat's saying. Come on. I want to listen like this a few minutes ago.
Everybody saying, I don't want nothing, you a damn lie. What I want is I want to accomplish what I believe God put me on this earth to do.
Hold on, y'all. Oh, okay, hold on. There, I don't want to see the chat. That chat not paying attention.
People to remember because this has been my entire life. I did not get to go through life for the typical pleasures of a family and children and and career and all of these things because I believe that I was called to advocacy and ministry, and it is a thankless space to be in. So with that being said, that is why I'm doing this. But I know that in a world that's not conditioned for that, no matter what I do, it'll never be good because nobody just does it. And I'm okay with that. Because the people who I showed up for, they know how great of a sacrifice has consistently been made. And my goal after this broadcast would be to make sure that that information is out so that history will remember me. I have no child to pass all of what I've done in my life. Now, I have been so clear. I've taken 23 minutes of my time to explain as much as this. I'm going to explain certain parts throughout this. Somebody still won't talk shit. It sucks. Now, I said I wasn't going to answer questions, but I'm going to answer this one. And I'm going to ask you, because you may have come in after I said that. Did the mother give permission to do a documentary in the Kenneka Jenkiins case? Wouldn't they need permission for that? You would need permission for that in the traditional sense. Absolutely. If the documentary is solely and specifically about Kenneka Jenkiins, there is no expectation of privacy in the public, and a person has the ability to, if you are in a larger story, they can put that footage in there because it's not about you. Get it? So if you look at the film, it literally soft touches various things of advocacy so that this is not a work that is contributed to one person, one image, likeness, identity. It comes out and
so this is about making a book, writing a story about Kenneka Jenkins. Is this what this about? But it was misled to us for something else. Why do y'all do that? Just if it's about a documentary, I mean, tell everybody that. Don't act like y'all having beef with each other and stuff like that. Sheesh.
legal because obviously it's lawful. However, Teresa Martin was asked to allow this finish to be done or this document to be done a while ago because, of course, they would want the cooperation of the state, i.e., that is why Lifetime and all the people who ever did a VH1, they need no permission to shit. They did it because it was all public information. However, the gentleman doing the film now, he wanted to always get along with everybody. And so he was also trying to have an interview with Martin so that she would be able to give her side of things. So it would not just be this documentary. I think that that expectation may have passed. Therefore, he will do it in a way that is lawful. But unfortunately, it won't just focus on this particular one case because I know for a fact he was not able to get the cooperation of Teresa Martin, which he doesn't need to do the film, but to do it specifically about that, he does. All right. So 364 people on here. When I see what 300.
So that's so it's about somebody else doing a documentary on Kenneka Jenkins' story. Okay. I wish he'll stop looking at the chat and go ahead on and talk. He just keep reading the chat. You can't do that, Jedidiah. Just speak.
When I see this get to a certain space, I am going to repeat certain things again because remember, people come in and they not hear all of the 25 minutes that you listen to, so they're going to miss something. All right, this is how you get justice for confusion. People have said that I haven't said anything, but in fact, I've said a lot. This space is not for those who are simple-minded or shallow-minded. You got to be critical in your thinking. You have to really pay attention to get to the point that I'm making. I've been an advocate for a long time. I know how to communicate. I know a lot of laws. I have to move a very certain way, a certain specific way, because obviously I put myself in a precarious position every time I do anything. And 2 years and decades in my style of it, trust me, somebody waiting to get me. This is my favorite t-shirt, You Have a Purpose, my favorite hoodie, sweatshirt, and it is a strength to me, and I hope that you all are reading that because it matters to know that you have a purpose, and that's just a quick diversion I need to say to y'all. You have a purpose, remember that. But within the case, I have actually showed you or told you 3 things that I think are extremely, very, very, very poignant. Number one, very early on in the fight for Kenneka Jenkins, I learned by her saying it just didn't click that she did not think that the young people were responsible. Number two, I revealed to you all that there was a strain in her relationship. She was going through things in her physical health and her God, and this is me telling y'all my perception of what I experienced and what I saw. That is why it's important for me to get you to understand what I experienced and I saw, so you get to understand why I think the way I think. So my second thing is that I believe that there might have been a level of difficulty in the relationship with mom and daughter, maybe because jealousy isn't rational, and when you got a man who ain't necessarily responding.
So I'm saying, so now you saying that she was jealous of her daughter? What's she jealous about? Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Well, and you got a younger version of you that may get a different response. Okay, I'm gonna move past that because that is a real slippery slope. I'm only giving that by deducing what I experienced, saw, and heard while I was around. The number 3 I showed you or revealed to you.
So he clarified that that's what he heard, that was surrounding his ears. Okay, the negativity. Okay, I got you. Uh-huh.
That there was a deal made. I didn't make the deal. I know that there was a deal made. There were conversations that were consistently happening with people that were powerful in this situation, and their number one goal was to remove me. They literally went right away to try to get this fight to stop. That is why Andrew Holmes, as I alleged, was there immediately.
So it was a deal. So y'all. I'm a critical thinker, so you got to pay attention to what he's saying, because he have to. When content creators speak, they got to go around the mulberry bush. Okay, all right. Let's see what the deal about. All right, now we don't jump from him to Andrew Holmes. Okay, here we go.
Y'all don't protest. The family gave me permission. I saw it. Don't mess with the hotel money. Why? Mafia type people in the Rosemont area, in the nepotism, in the nepotist mafia type community of Rosemont. Okay? This is nothing that you all should not be able to understand now. When people say he ain't said nothing in 3 videos, that just gives you a whole video.
I know what he talking about. You know, we all know, but y'all got to understand that when you're dealing with a community not as powerful than that hotel, and like I explained to y'all, they can try to get justice for Kenneka, but not that justice to shut that hotel down, because they ain't got enough money to take and enough power to shut that the hotel down, okay? It's a lot of money in the hotel, okay? So never did understand why would they focus that doing then? Why would you focus on shutting something down that you know you can't shut down?
A lot of things, but you gotta think. You gotta think to get how much heavy information you can get out of that. All right. So one of the things that I said, I never seen her get. I never seen her shed a tear as an advocate that had been doing it for at that time a little while. That always rang weird to me.
Okay. Now we trying to make people grieve the way we grieve. Everybody don't cry like that, y'all. Everybody don't cry the way you cry. Everybody don't grieve the way you grieve. You don't know what happened when they shut that door. You don't know. Y'all don't know. He don't know. Just because she not on the live crying, you don't know how many tears that woman don't cry behind the scene. And listen to me. One thing about me, I don't take up for nobody. I just speak the truth. I don't care who it is. It had to have been another lady. Don't show tears, but it's something that she's doing. The reason why she didn't share a tear. Who knows she didn't share a tear? Maybe when she was talking about her, y'all think she didn't. I don't think I do it. Look at her eyes. To me, she been sharing tears. She just didn't share tears around y'all because she know what kind of people she dealing with. She know that y'all. Okay, let's go.
There was never a tear. There was never an overwhelmed moment, except for when I saw the news on the steps. But even that didn't produce certain things that I
can't believe he just. I don't believe you on the internet disputing how this woman's supposed to grieve. I remember the scene when she was on the step crying. That's a painful feeling towards her about her daughter. Yeah, have you ever had a daughter that they claim that she died in the free or can't say what she want to say? I'm not taking up for her. I'm not taking up for her because it's a lot of things that I agree and don't agree with the mother. But when it comes down to grieving, I seen her grieve by drinking. I seen her grieve by getting up here in the middle of the morning on live. Hey, live. Hey, live. Well, I seen all of that. But it was a different grieve. Okay. And I wasn't focusing on her crying. I was focusing on what she was saying. That's why I never did left the case. I was trying to find out what really. What I'm gonna let me go ahead on. Go ahead on, Jedidiah. You got the floor.
see or seen when I address tragedy. You got to think about this. At some point, I spent a lot of private or personal time, even when it was the planning of the service or when it was trying to get certain things. It was never an emotional moment. And I equated it at that time as this is strength. Wow, this is strength. I have a strong mom. This is strength. But those three things are very poignant things that should not be overlooked. So when you're doing an investigation, you got to pay attention to many factors so that you can have all the components to get to the result. How did this become what it is? So for me, again, I was at that point a young advocate that I did not have the level of intuition and insight that I have now.
Okay. He admit what he did back then in the Kenneka Jenkins case, maturity level, mine. But guess what? You had the other advocates. That young man, he was but 19 years old. and he was out there talking. So y'all were just out there talking and wanted uh, attention. I wanted to shine. Is that's what y'all were doing? Because now you about to put it on your age. And I was very mature at 18 and 17 years old when it came to anything like that, important things. So now you blame it on your age. So we're gonna go by your age. Then if you want to focus on your age, I don't understand it because y'all said a lot back then. That's no excuse. Stop making it. Stop. If you're gonna tell something, tell it. If you're gonna make an excuse about it, make excuses. Start out making excuses about you and not about her.
Ability to do the things that I do now. I was not an investigative advocate. I was only an advocate, a man who showed up consistently to bring awareness. This case made me an investigative advocate. And then as I would go home, journalistic in it. Do you all get this? Am I making sense? If I'm making
Okay,
sense,
if you was focused on being a journalist at that time and putting awareness, like I always, everybody know that I got videos that I put awareness on every case. Anybody missing or whatever, welcome home whatever. But now you saying that when you was out there, no justice, no peace, um, you were being, you don't know what you were doing. You were just doing it. So y'all just as inexperienced people doing something, don't know how important it was what y'all was doing. So maturity level in Kenneka Jenkins case, I can see. That's why I'm going to talk about it after this. Plays a role. It had plays a big role in finding out what happened to her.
I wanted to check. So that means at that point, all I knew was how to show up and fight. But after the bull crap that I went through, because all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord and according to his purposes, after I got prayed that way, I said, oh, hell no. I learned to do some research, to study, pay attention, to pull it apart, to look at the motive, to look at the components, to figure it out, to go the extra distance. But that was never the requirement of being an advocate. An advocate is only supposed to bring awareness. Don't get a paycheck for this shit.
But Jedidiah, what are you talking about, baby? I'm not on here just to bash you, but listen to what you saying in front of the United States. Y'all, everybody hear you from Africa over there, Canada. They listening to you. You was on here to try to bring awareness. They trying to solve it. They trying to investigate a case. They trying to. I'm not gonna never be the type of person that's gonna agree with. I don't care if it was Miss Teresa right here talking, but I'm not gonna agree with you when I don't agree with what you're saying. You was there for awareness that I'm sitting behind a computer that I put on her case, and that's different from putting awareness. And you said, uh, you didn't do the investigation part. You were just making noise. I don't understand. I don't.
If you are an organizer or an advocate for a business, they actually get a check. Watch it what that means. Okay? Now, in this, because I have a generous heart, I took it beyond what traditional advocacy would do. I didn't want to see people coming in when we were done, like, oh shit, the whole day we can protest it. All right, figure it out.
See, Jonathan, I don't contradict what you're saying. So you got to remember that a lot of people like me and others are educated and they are listening to you. They are critical thinkers. They are all kind of thinkers out there. They are thinking about what the world are you just saying here? You just said that you know 1 minute you didn't know what you was doing. You're advocate back then, but now and a journalist back then that now you you realize what you were getting yourself into. That's why y'all let Andrew Home take the floor. Cause Andrew Home is in he experienced in dealing with the public, and y'all were learning how to be this with names that you call yourself, but you ain't got no education in what you out there trying to do. So you saying one thing, I was there for awareness, and then you saying that I know what I was doing. You can't be knowing what you're doing and don't know what you did. Come on, and don't know what you're doing. Don't contradict yourself, okay? Just say what you got to say.
Now, let's keep going. I believe in building a family around a cause and pursuing it to the end. People don't leave organizations, they leave people. When people feel connected, they become more committed. Simple form. So during that time, I could not really do this, but figure it out. But we were trying. And you got to understand this. Whenever there's an issue, you get thousands of tips from all kinds of places. Everybody think they got the answer. You got to spend most of your time trying to eliminate false accusations. Imagine protesting all day, trying to keep a bunch of people who have no connection in focus and trying to figure out what happened at the end of the long day. Also, having your own personal
That's what
problem.
you were doing. You was educating. I'm not on him, y'all, but I'm just saying my opinion. That's what you were doing. You were doing the same thing the people were doing. You were doing what they were doing.
Y'all did not give the people who fought for this case on the front line enough credit. And I can speak about me because I'm me, but there's a lot of people from beginning to end who never got the honor that they deserve, and that's bogus. All right? So I think I'm doing a great job. If you think that, again, if you get this, put a two in there. All right, so those three things take them. You also have to remove your bias and your own opinion and follow the facts. That's another reason why these cases get so messed up. Oh my God, this is a one of the things that you learn in the police academy is that you cannot basically assume anything about a suspect. The thief might not just be the young person with the hoodie. It might be the elderly woman with the riches. So you have to remove all of these preconceived notions and putting yourself in it and all of these biases in order for you to be able to get a clear picture of what is going on. So,
That means you need to investigate, invest on what happened to Kenneka. Okay, you can't make nobody say something. And let me tell y'all people something. Always speak your opinion, okay? Because you don't know the facts behind this story, behind Kenneka Jean. You don't know the facts and the knowledge unless you did it, unless you was involved. You can't make somebody say something when they wasn't there. They don't know what really happened to her. Continue to speak your opinion, people. You have every right to speak your opinion, but don't say nothing out the ordinary when you don't know. Don't tell the untruth. Don't let nobody you manipulate you now.
while we were up there protesting and I saw these different things, the third thing that I realized was that they were never ever consistent in what they would say. They were never consistent in what they would say. So if I was to try to repeat something, it would literally change in the next moment. So
But the reason why you was confused because you said you was inexperienced then. You said it. I didn't say it. That you said that back then you was inexperienced, but now you are experienced. You didn't have no knowledge because you were there for the awareness. So you are going to be confused because you're learning how to be an applicant for a situation. You invest. You wasn't investing the case.
The things that I cannot conclusively speak to is the things that for those of you all who are going to be considered committed to this past this moment, you got to figure out. The things that I cannot prove are the things that you are going to have to focus on. Number one, what can I not prove? Who was there before the party? Number two, now remind you, I say that Kenneka, so, okay, because now my mind just like, it got too big in my head. And I don't know how. Okay, so there are some people who contacted me. They said that they were the family members of Kenneka Jenkins. I have not spent time ever in these 8 years trying to confirm it, but they said that they were siblings of Kenneka Jenkins. They alluded to the fact that their father had a mysterious transition, or there was a transition behind where they lived. Teresa Martin demonstrated no compassion, no care. They believed that there was money involved somewhere, and that potentially Kenneka benefited off of the transition of these people's
But y'all can't do if you're trying to advocate for a person, you can't do this. This is not part of an investigating the case. This is more like gossiping. Anybody come into and gossip about a situation about a person, but it's your job to research and investigate what these people said before you put it out there.
God, you gotta help me make this make sense. My mind is a very interesting mind. It literally, I'm trying to keep my focus, but it just be so much going on. But they said we're the siblings of Kenneka. I don't know anything about that, but this is something that was said. So if I was trying to go down that rabbit hole, it put me in another case. But they
See, you going with gossip. You chose to follow the gossip about the people who gave you information, but you was communicating with the mother. You was communicating with the mother. So what don't you think it easy for you to invest in trying to find out who are these people who saying that they are Kenneka Jenkins siblings? Siblings. Y'all, do you think that you should have engaged in taking that information to the mother? Or do you think that it was good to keep it away from the mother? Because you don't know what happened. But I can understand. Like you said, you was inexperienced then. But when you 18, well, everybody ain't the same. Okay, here we go.
things not being on the up and up around, I would assume to be the father of this young lady. I never met a father. I never talked about a father. I never thought about a father.
So why did you go on with what they were giving you, Jedidiah? But then everybody wants to be the captain of this case. Everybody wants to solve this case. Everybody rushes to solve this case. I mean, everybody wants to be the breadwinner of the case until they have ignored a lot of things about Kenneka Jenkins' case. I invest in Kenneka Jenkins' case mentally and physically in trying to, working and stuff. So I'm saying to you, if you don't know nothing about a person, you didn't know nothing about the father, you don't know these people who calling you don't know these people. So if you really were trying to help the mom back then, you would have brought this to the mother attention. Come on now. Save your soul.
I just wanted to know what happened in Rose
So you saying they were saying that Miss Teresa is not a good person because you chose to listen to gossip, y'all. I'm not. I'm. Not, I don't have nothing against this young man, but you got to stop reading the comments, Jedidiah. Stop doing that. Block the people. Stop looking at the comments and say what you got to say. Cause if you don't, you're gonna get cross mixed. So you believe in what people were saying about the mother. Why is it so easy for y'all believe? Y'all don't believe the. Let me see what kind of word I said. Y'all always dogging the color mama out, but y'all look past. Y'all go nicely on the other side of the mountain. But when it comes down to the women, us, y'all see us terribly. A bad mother, not a good mother, a jealous mother. It's always criticism about us. But then if there had been somebody else, like in Celeste River case, y'all ain't saying nothing about the mama. Y'all just ain't gonna say nothing.
All right, we're not going to look at the comments. I'm just going to keep on going. This is what these individuals are saying. Now, the crazy thing about lying, right? The crazy thing about lying, does anybody know anything about the name of somebody who may be a sister or a sibling to Kenneka? Because you know what's crazy though? Those messages would still be in my phone, in my inbox. Who knows of a name? I know somebody. But you know what's also crazy is that this wasn't too long ago that one of them hit me back up. So give me a second. Because after I get it, mods, I want you to get that person and block that bitch. After I show you this, because now I'm gonna take my motherfucking time. I just don't have time for stupid ass people.
But stop reading the chat.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I ain't even got through I ain't even got to the core of this. And y'all says don't worry about trolls and this, that, and stuff.
But see, Jedidiah, trying to move up a ladder. You're trying to move up that ladder in your life to your success role in trying to growth in your political area. If you're going to listen to what everybody say, you're not going to be able. You're going to have to realize people are going to say what they want to say. You can't stop that. You can't make people agree with you.
You're not in my shoes. Y'all don't understand ADHD, but at the same time, y'all don't understand what I go through. Period. But I want to make sure that see when there are people who do things like this, I gotta make sure I deal with it because it'll come up. Hold on one second.
I don't even know what you just said. And you still reading the chat. You should not focus.
Hold on, y'all, because I'm trying to find this. It gotta be in here somewhere.
First of all, you got to be real with yourself. I'm not saying he's not real with himself, but you got to be real with self first.
Somebody give me the name of somebody who would say that they were Kenneka's relative.
Now,
He said she was a twin. I don't know. I never went.
So how you gonna? I'm sorry, y'all. Don't pay me no attention. I always trip out for people. I've been doing that for years. But my thing is, sometimes I trip out myself. But anyway, you just made that comment. You said you got the information about the person that da 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 da. And then now you asking the chat. So why did you bring it up if you're not going to show it? Why you asking them? You the one brought it up. Yeah, oof, Lord have mercy.
Rabbit hole, I'm telling you that. Is there a way to search chats?
There you go, looking at the chat.
Anyway, I'm not even about to.
In other words, he caught himself. He better be careful. They got to be careful, y'all. uh, What he's saying, he got to be careful the way he present what he doing. He shouldn't even do this. He shouldn't even talk to y'all about what he just said. Just get off the computer. Now you distracted. You distracted with the computer, what you searching for. Now you distracted with the comments. Now you distracted what you was going to come here to say. So I need for you to get off the computer and go on and talk.
I'm not gonna go down that road because I don't know where that shit is at.
See?
I'm just giving you guys things that have given me perspective so that you will have the tools to basically find this stuff yourself.
I told you.
I think it was Kenneka siblings on that side. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Do anybody know their name? I know.
But Jedidiah, you said you had the information. You brought this up. You said you had the information. Now you asking the chat, do they have the information? You still gossiping. Just get off the computer, man, because you reading stuff that you already had down there. I don't do that. I don't like for people like that do that. Just go on to talk about what you're going to talk about. Don't go, you brought it up, so you talk about it. Now you're asking the chat. You said you weren't going to read the chat. Oof.
The thing was Jenkins. Is it Kenny? Oh, I think that's it.
There you go. Now he's stuck on the computer now. He distracted. Oh, have mercy, Jesus.
This looks right. This looks right. No, that's not it.
Oh. They need to stop.
I remember another. Okay, hold on, because the reason why I'm saying that the reason I don't know is because I looked at it as like another one of them weirdo conspiracy theories, these weird ass people type of thing, just like the medium lady talking about all that she knows.
Correct. He's searching for stuff that he didn't even mention. Now he looking at the chat. I don't like it. Come on, Jedidiah. Come on, let's get back to business. Don't try to cover up what you said that you when you were talking about the family. Oh Lord. Sometimes people, y'all, nah.
It is one of those situations.
Now he just gonna stop talking.
Stop lying. I wish I knew who he was so I can. This got to be her.
But you can't tell nobody this not to do that. You making it look like you're not.
This is Kenny Jenkins. This is the person. So hold on, because now where the fuck did the messages go? That's the name. And I'm saying thank you, whoever it is. Just help me figure out the first one. Now I gotta figure out I don't see no messages. But anyway, they said that they so who lied, ho?
Oh my gosh. And you But Jedidiah, aren't you say that you supposed you trying to move up higher in the world and trying to run for something with that mouth that you got? That potty mouth is not good, baby. Because then the people from Chicago that has to vote for you. You're gonna lose your vote because they don't want nobody up there with no potty mouth. You can win if you leave the potty mouth out of it. Just talk.
But let me not even focus on it because I don't want people to be Jenkins. I have no messages from this person. Or maybe it's not, but this is the name. Okay, but I don't even got a lie.
But just keep talking.
So this has been on my mind a lot. So people have been asking my mom how only her siblings on her side got money for this, but not the ones that are affected by her death or the arrest. So anyway, this is a person, but when I go to our messages, I don't see her. I don't see the messages. So it must be another one. Maybe it's another sibling. The last name is Jenkins. And but I remember looking at I remember looking at the K because I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna feed into that. Because K Jenkins, I was like, nah, I ain't fucking with that. That's how I was in my mind when I read it. That's why it hit a button. But it was a who is the person? Anyway, that's what happened. So I guess those are the things that you all can research. Now, talk about that
Come
double
on.
just fucking sitting in their house with their mother. I know they thought their house smell like old fucking fish grease, scratching your dirty ass balls of pussy.
Oh.
Just trying to find something to make yourself relevant with the motherfucking chin hairs hanging from. And I'm gone.
I had to skip it. That ain't even necessary.
I see that bitch there. Oh, that was that bitch. I'm lying. Damn, was she? All right, so um, irritating. All right, so that was something that happened. So it gave me a view as it relates to life. It made me think of how does she deal with grief. I looked at what would be that was said. What was the accusations? So again, there was a person who said that there was a family member of Kenneka, their father died or had something happen. He was behind the home and she
The Nika Jenkins case, it was a lot of distraction and not about the invest in the case. They got so much into the business. And y'all need to stay focused on the case. Y'all all in the people house, in their jobs, in their life, and y'all got off trying to investigate what happened to her at the hotel. Knowing about the siblings and everybody, all this right here ain't necessary. Let's find out what happened in that hotel. I don't that when I did my investigation, it wasn't even about all this other stuff, what they did it and they did it and they did it and they did it. It was like, what happened in that hotel? Stay in the hotel. Y'all all over the place.
and mindset of how she had. If it's the case, then it would then reinforce some of the things that I would later on, I guess. So, in this case, another that I cannot prove is let me just go to some of the things. The thing that really is
His voice went down.
very entrenched in a lot of stuff that's going on in the street So, and that's why 77 neighborhoods segregated like a motherfucker. It's whole communities to themselves. They don't fuck with each other. So anytime that natural type of thinking happens, people gonna kind of want to be pitted against each other. But it's my understanding that Teresa Martin's brother, like he really was about that shit. He was really, really about that life.
Okay, even if Kenneka Jinka uncle brother was about that life, what happened in the hotel? What about that life at the hotel? See, we get y'all waste time trying to find out what Kenny doing, what these daddy doing, and these doing, but y'all got our focus and distracted for what happened in the hotel. Cause y'all some people might allegedly know what happened in the hotel, or they might not even know what happened in the hotel. Y'all got distracted and just went trying to find out what Kenny doing. So what, Kenny in the game? So what? What they got to do with what happened to her in that hotel? Y'all still walking all on top of I don't know rocks trying to find out. Don't don't watching what you're saying about what happened to her in the hotel.
If you know anything about the viruses perpetuate cargo, you can't get it to go down because there is
Jedidiah, that's anywhere. It's anywhere you live. It's anywhere you live, baby. It's just the way people do things, okay? Okay? It's just y'all talk about it, and most people don't talk about it. They be about it.
and all kinds of layers of you kill my people. We want revenge that have been inherited and passed down to where restrained, unaliving. Tyshawn the kid, unalive, not because of the kid, but because of the action of the father. So one of the things that I cannot prove that we were also processing, or that we didn't know how to process, our process is a little bit better now, is that her brother was found that life and was in them streets and made a lot of enemies. Okay. So if we don't think that the young people did it, and now we're in this hotel and this is all strange, what you guys have to figure out, because these are the three possibilities that I've not been able to conclude, but I was ready to go forward. Number one, if there are people who threatened this young lady or threatened to this family who happened to also be at the party. Number two, if somebody saw her a little bit or disheveled and they saw an opportunity that ended up trying to attempt to be covered up. Or number three, if it literally was a authorized
About what he's saying. Now that makes sense what he just said, all of that. But why would Kenneka put herself in a situation when she seen, you know, I don't want to say the word, the groups there. Why would she still stay at the hotel knowing that her brother don't like that group? Where's her car keys? We still got to stay right there. Why she ain't going home? Who she waiting on? Why is she the only one like that?
and happened this freak accident that they tried to cover up. Those are the literal three things I'm left with based on the preponderance of evidence, both intrinsic and circumstantial. I just go right on.
Evidence in this case. We haven't even got that. If we had circumstantial evidence, then we would have a case. Oh Lord.
She gonna get up. I,
That's it.
if you know anything about the court system, that's the case to be sealed. And then not coming back to tell what they found out in the case was not something that was forced. It was agreed upon. They said that they were going to get justice to the court and that they was not. Oh no. They said to me they were not going to settle because they had found out a lot of stuff they wanted to get into. They would want that shit anyway to trial. Because the very minimum we do know you can prove. They want that to be seen. You gotta figure that out. Man, tell him to kiss my huh?
Let me skip it.
I came up mine ain't working like to remember everything, but I have seen from those it talking about this wasn't on it. But when that moment only was a scandal, so
And she that's privacy, y'all. Why would they hold that conversation with him and anyone else? And the mom has a lawyer. Why would they the mother privacy of her daughter be known to any advocates, anybody but the mom and her attorney? They wouldn't have shared that information to me or you.
again, this is something that you have to figure out that I cannot prove was that was going to two things that come to mind. Is that if her daughter was an organ donor, and this is based off of some things that I can prove, and if she allowed those organs to be given over to people who need them and or to science, that is a personal choice that families make all the time. But if they were not there before she or before if they went to the autopsy and them telling me that things were missing is true, then shoot, I mean, and because they did it, I can't or couldn't. So the organs in there, and if not, where are they? I really hope that I'm making sense.
You're making sense what you're saying, but that's not your business. See, you need to stay focused on what happened to her. You got off the focus and you got distracted, and then you talk about the organs. Come on now, you see, y'all doing too much. Do something. Oof.
excuses for it. I just ain't doing it anymore. So I say that to say that even though I don't talk to that family, and I do believe that he said he was going to do this, and she went along with it, and I believe that he was there to squash the movement that would eventually come because none of us expected it to become a movement. And that part of the conversation is so important. And I'm now going to tell you why. This is why this needs to be figured out. If this conversation, as she said to everybody in the public, said the hotel ain't making no money. Come on, Jesus. Now I'm going to make
I don't understand why y'all think that the hotel it wasn't making money. The hotel making zillions of dollars. Why y'all think that the hotel wasn't making no money? Them folks be at the hotel every single day. Companies and everybody is connected to the hotel. What make y'all think y'all people think
conversation that you can have. Who Andrew? But number two, this is why you got to figure this out. Because now I'm in the make this whole circle. This is how Jedidiah ended up going down the path of was a deal maker. In the you got a lot of child, you a veteran advocate. I would never say no shit like that. I ain't thinking about the person on the other side of this, especially not today. And so when he said this, when she said those words, that stick out to me then, it stick out to me later. I was like, interesting. So, because I've been doing this so long, you do know, you gotta understand this. You see the words that are coming out of my mouth. That means that you're having conversations with people who are trying to figure out how to get you not to be so loved. The first things that the lawyers did, remember I was just saying, Madam Joy, as I've already explained with my attorneys, we need y'all to stop all this. Why is everybody that is wanting to put pressure on somebody that you want to give something over as well as get this? You do know that the first few moments is the most important moment. So why would y'all want us to stop? Powerful people, connected people. So she's having these conversations. I got understanding of something. This is what I'm trying to say to you. No, you got to figure out why those
now I like how you being careful about what you say. I like that's what you're doing. And I'm glad that you're thinking and being careful. Close your eyes and close your mouth. And realizing you may say the wrong thing. I like how you bouncing around like that.
so you gotta solve this. You gotta figure out why she was going along with. I don't know how to explain this to y'all.
Go on and say it, Jedidiah. Go, Jedidiah. Go ahead on and say it. Because you do want to know why did she go along with the money? That's what happened. She allegedly something only people can answer that is the mother. She went along. She know about money. She know about money. Everybody know about money. That's one thing about people. If they don't know something, they know everything about the money. Even kids know how valuable money is. So when people bring up millions and you don't know what else was said in it, but she got a attorney. I want to know who gave her that attorney right there. That's what I'm throwing out. Who gave her that attorney? How he come in the picture? When I found out who I know who he was, how he get involved?
Powerful people when having powerful conversations since the beginning. She was going on with them for a while, but then she would turn and pivot. Now that I've seen her do it all this time, now I get to know that's what she does. But that man, when he first said those words out of his mouth, he wasn't lying. Why did she act like she didn't know certain parts of this? Yes, you did. Guys were moving past the conversation of the transition to how do we resolve this. And that's what you mean when you say people let you down. So when you get through, when you understand what I'm indirectly telling you, is that when you go through this whole journey, you understand that it weighs down over time. Just do it this way, we'll get you that. And a deal was made way before a court deal was made. What's that deal? What is that deal? Who were the benefactors? Who was a part of that? And why was the number one requirement to remove the protest? You figure those things out, and maybe you can get justice for this young lady. I have done my job. I have given it my time.
Okay, hold up. Hold up. Let me back that up a little bit. The way you say right here. Let me put it right here.
She was going along with. How do I explain this to y'all? She would go so far and she would turn. She would go so far and she would turn. She would go so far and she would turn. Ultimately, what Andrew Holmes was doing was wrong, but initially she was going along with it, and it was more than.
She was going along with Andrew Holmes. I don't even see how Miss Teresa dealt with y'all people that she don't even know about in this case. I think that she should have started out with an attorney and did it like that instead of trying to investigate her and trust her people on her own. I think that that's what she should have did. Invest in from the beginning, get an attorney, let that close her mouth, and let the attorney take over. But everybody got their hand on this picnic, in this picnic.
The fact he said he was an investigator.
See, Andrew told her, allegedly, this is what he's saying. He said that Andrew Holmes uh, uh, told Miss Teresa he's an investigator. But the thing is, behind this here, why didn't, okay, I'm not trying to talk about her either. Why didn't she investigate what they investigate? You can go look at, everybody know who Andrew Holmes is in Chicago. Because he had every scene, he had every time something happened. Andrew Holmes, Andrew Holmes, Andrew Holmes. Miss Teresa know who Andrew Holmes was. Allegedly, I assumed that she did. Because he always somewhere in the hood when something go off or goes missing. So why is he saying, now it's two sides to the story. I didn't hear her say it. I'm just hearing him say it, that she thought he was an investigator.
He was having those conversations since the beginning. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Powerful people having powerful conversations since the beginning. She was going along with them for a while, but then she would turn and pivot. Now that I've seen her do it all of this time, now I get to know that's what she does.
Because she lost trust in the people that she believed in. That's what happened. She was somebody in her ear and was saying that I was lying.
But that man, when he first said those words out of his mouth, he was lying. Why? I never told.
Said is that she wasn't truthful. after she made the deal. And the deal was to settle for the cash. But now something changed immediately. But it could have, she didn't have to go, just like she got rid of them two guys. She could have got rid of this attorney right here. I'm not blaming the mama, y'all. I'm just saying the way she got rid of those two guys, she could have got rid of this man right here, and then she could have got her another attorney. But this attorney right here is so many. One second, y'all got to know who he is. When I see him, I already knew he was in the O.J. Simpson. See, y'all young, y'all probably don't want even thinking about O.J. Simpson back then. That's one of the attorneys that was in the case. And I was like, what are he doing on here? What he doing in Kenneka Jenkins case? How she get him? I knew he was $1 billion attorney, $1 million attorney. That's a high rank attorney she has. So in order to get to that attorney, you know what you want. So who introduced her to him? Or did he come to her? No telling, she probably got a lot of attorneys. But she didn't trust the other two, but she trusts this one. So should she have stayed with the other two? Because now she with this, now that she selected this particular attorney, now she feel like he crossed over her. Allegedly, y'all. Everything that's alleged. It seemed like she didn't believe the other two. The other two could have took her down a good path. But then she went to this one. Now she regret going to this one. But all things seem good. That's what they do. All right, let's keep on.
And why don't you want people to know? Because you guys were moving past the conversation of the transition to how do we resolve this. And that's what you mean when you say people let you down. So when you get through, when you understand what I'm indirectly telling you, is that when you go through this whole journey, you understand that it weighed down over time. Just do it this way.
Let me tell you something. The people was never fooled. Y'all didn't. This case did not fool no one. This case just didn't understand why it was going to the left when we knew it should have went to the right, but it kept going to the left because it was distracted. They were doing their part. It should have never went to the left. But after being manipulated by everyone and distracted by a lot of people who's supposed to distract you, y'all fell in the rabbit hole. That's what happened.
To that. And a deal was made way before a court deal was made. What's that deal? What is that deal? Who was the benefactor? Who was a part of that? And why was the number one requirement to remove the protest? You figure those things
Now
out.
that's what I could never understood. The protest. Why was the protest dismissed? That's what threw me on. Like, why y'all stop protesting? Y'all doing a good job. But somebody rushed this thing. Somebody rushed this case to shut up and get out of here. You're not moving fast enough. Let's hurry up and get out of here and close this case. Because first of all, the hotel didn't think they did nothing. Because they that's what they're supposed to do, defend the hotel. Because when they defend the hotel, you talking about political. So you can't jump in an area that you can't fix. So you need to stay where you can closely fix it by suing. But knowing what you know, you ain't gonna get. She ain't gonna get justice. I don't care what y'all go out there right now. No justice. No, it'll never be like that. Because the way the court's gonna see it, well, you took the money, you took the settlement. And people gonna look at you differently. I'm telling you. Now folks ain't fooling with y'all no more. It's over. It's over now. It's over. You can keep the awareness on the case like I do, but hey, y'all don't messed up now. You don't took the money. It's a settlement, and look, what can happen is the best for Miss for the mother to do is to keep her mouth shut because what can happen is they can come back and want all their money back, and everybody have to get their money back. All right, now the best thing to do is stay off the internet, run your mouth when you don't sign a deal. All right, that's what she needs to do. Because in other words, you gonna owe that money back. It ain't nothing I him nobody on YouTube can help you with. Cause you messed up. You should have kept that protest going. The protest was the best thing could have happened to you, Kyle. Guess what? It was around the world. I'm just saying, these are my opinion.
From the front lines were all people who did it with a pure heart and intent. What everybody got, they did not deserve. She got a lot of passes because of those labels of grieving mother. People who put themselves in it, but did not unbiasedly look at the evidence and the information and get a understanding. I have one. Those things that I just talked about are the things that I don't have conclusive answers to, which is why I cannot get conclusion for what happened to her. I love y'all. I've spent my entire life serving the public. You are very unfair, very abusive, and very ungrateful. But I've been doing it this long because it's what my God put me up to do. It doesn't give me fame, it doesn't give me riches, and it sure as hell don't give me peace. I'm asking for you today to release me from this case completely. I'm only going to talk about my experience. I'm going to show footage as I'm able to get it. It will give you perspective. This case is not something that I'm going to resolve. When she said no to me the last time, it was my final time asking, and I'm in. The people who want to know about money, that's the other thing. Closer to the ending of this is when I realized we got to solve this. We can't just come up here every day. You all gave money for us to hire private investigators. That's how we were able to get certain things, including the calls that were made.
Remove me from this case. Who is he talking about? Who is he talking about? Remove him from this case. Who? This is a committee that deal with the case, and he said the only thing he want to do on his YouTube channel is just put. In other words, he just want to put awareness on it and show y'all the information. But he wants to get out of the case. I thought I was out of the case. I thought he was out of the case. I don't know. See, who is he talking about? What group he in that he's talking about?
Go get those calls. Shit, y'all might not be able to get those.
This case is closed. The only thing that happened in this case right here is they can get that money can go back to them folks. So I would, Mr. I just gonna make the documentary, get everybody to make a book for you, and just keep your mouth shut. Spend your life with your $3.7 million. Enjoy it and leave the internet alone like you was doing at first. Keep your mouth shut. Stop it right now. Close it. Be quiet. You already removed your pictures off the internet. You was doing good. You moved forward. Now the best thing is to go on with your life. Pray for you. You know, go through. Everybody don't lose somebody, loved ones. Just finding out. You know, just don't grieve on the internet. But if you sign a deal, you got to follow them instructions now. You don't want to be in a situation you got to pay that money back. All the money that you spend, donate, and whatever. I'm just saying.
Maybe I can give that. I gotta figure that out. Maybe I can go and get those call logs and get the calls that was made from what places in that facility.
See, Jedidiah, what you got to do, since you know so much, be careful about what you putting out there. You got to be careful what you saying that you about to put out there and show the people. These things can happen now. Don't do it. I would you. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it with the title and with the responsibility and political area that you deal with. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't show them nothing. I wouldn't. What are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of digging up stuff, information that you process and to show the world? What are you getting out of it? Don't do it. Y'all keep hanging your own selves.
The military using it did not pan out. That fell flat. Um, and what it's something else somebody said. So those are the three things that I was left with to conclude that you guys have to resolve. What made her? What was she trying to get away from? Why would they put you back through this? She wasn't trying to put me back through it. She was trying to get back something that she gave up. She just didn't care.
She was trying to get something that she gave up. How can you fix that and you're not the attorney? You didn't need to get out the way because you already were let down and put down and broke down. Stop hanging your own self. Stop doing that. You hanging your own self unless you know something that we don't know. So why are you concerned about she want to fix something? That's spiritual. That's the spiritual ancestors. You ain't got nothing to do with that. You got to move back from it because you don't know what's going on. And those people out there, oh, I'm so confused because you're not paying attention. People cannot come on here and just talk straight to you. You got to listen and pick up. If you grown, you know what they talking about. Ain't nobody that dumb to get on here and talk straight to y'all. Ain't that crazy. I wouldn't even do that. You got to listen and pick up stuff. I don't understand. You're not supposed to understand. A lot of stuff that put out there, you're not going to understand. You're not going to understand what I'm saying, Jedidiah saying, anybody saying, Miss Teresa, or anybody saying about this case. If you don't go, if you don't get out the box, I like to think out the box. So y'all got to figure out. You don't want to figure out nothing. You just want somebody to tell you something. No, you figured it out.
In the path because she was getting away with it this whole time.
Okay, if she was getting away with something the whole time, that's spiritual, y'all. Anything you do that affect you some kind of way, is being effective towards you, that's spiritual. You don't have no control. I don't have no control over that. So if I did something and I knew how my daughter, I knew the situation, what the process, what the deal was, and I took it, what did I do? You can't call on God. Now you about to go deep, deep, deep into the rabbit hole. This is real, y'all. This is real. What you do to somebody else, someone, or say it about someone, or do it to someone, or involve yourself, so it's gonna turn around and come right back to you. Not today, not tomorrow, but down the line. And then you're gonna like, oh, why that happened to me? Wonder why that happened to me. Because what you did to them. But you forgot. So what you do, be careful what you do, and be sincere in what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, if you don't know what you're doing, don't sign it.
To finally speak up and defend myself because she thought that under the protections of a grieving mother, that nobody would see her as a greedy mother and nobody will see through what she has been doing to so many people for so long. But I am. That woman is going through inward battles, and I personally believe them demons are whooping her ass. And I have no remorse, no, I don't feel shit for her. But I'm not going to keep on going through this perpetual state with all this weird ass shit starting to happen again. No, thank you. So I've given you what I have as it relates to the particulars that you who care about it can resolve. The only thing that I'm going to address moving forward is my experience. I'm going to get footage. I'm going to get it out. In that, you're going to see things, hear things that's going to blow your mind.
I wouldn't do that, Jedidiah. I wouldn't do that. Cause it can reflect back on you. And when you put it out on this internet, you talking about Germany, Canada, the United Kingdom, UK. You talking about India. You talking about Africa. Be careful what you're doing. Be careful what you're doing. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give them nothing. But I know you can get numbers off talking about Kenneka. I know that's what you can do that. But don't show them that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Y'all can't fix this. It's closed. Only thing can happen now is they can take away. Because the people, we wasn't fooled the whole time. We wasn't fooled the whole time. We were just wondering why. That's the question we had. Was why y'all didn't fool us. Y'all didn't fool us. We wanted just want to know why. And I still want to know. And it's gonna be in my mind. Why did that? Who had that ticket in that car? Said the six. Why did the ticket say the six? And I'm gonna always wonder why did that ticket? I don't care what nobody said about that ticket. That ticket didn't make no sense.
Y'all going to figure out I was a real one, and the people who were with me, they were real ones. And the abuse, the dumbest black woman on Thrive here. You don't know shit. You saw her sister post when this started last week. You found your next money died. Why the fuck would anyone ask you a damn thing?
Let me skip that because you about to start cussing.
So when you have to deal with that kind of stuff on a consistent basis, anybody who wants clout, you can have it. The things that I'm addressing even down to this day, the stuff that I'm trying to resolve, it's not easy. It's not light. And it's not fun. So I think the people do so into advocacy because it
Everything funny. Everything funny. But it is so wrong that the people of the United States and all the other countries had to see this. This is what I want to show y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Let me show. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something before I leave. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Let me see. Before I show y'all. I'll research. I'm about to show y'all something. Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Okay. But let me see. Was he to okay. Okay, I'm good. Now, okay, this dude right here. Let me show y'all this. And I'm glad I researched that. There's a lot that we all make mistakes, in Kenneka Jenkins case. Ain't nobody perfect. But this dude right here, this who represent Miss Tracy. Okay. He was never a part of O.J. Simpson team. Never. In 2018, the family attorney was fired. Geography filed a $50 million lawsuit against the hotel. Now, like I said, this is heat right here. Now, he never. Oh, I didn't know he had a stroke. He was never part of O.J. Simpson team. That was Johnny Cochran. I don't think he was in it, period. So he suffered with a stroke back in 2023. Okay. Oh, he's 72 and was having a medical procedure done. Okay. Unclear when he will return to work. Okay, so I just wanted to show y'all this was her attorney during the time. She said she don't want to be around him. Okay. All right. He don't did his turn. And I really thought this man was part of O.J. Simpson. I know Johnny Cochran was this attorney, but I seen this Figer. What is his name? Figer. I've seen him somewhere represent somebody, but y'all, your opinion is your opinion, okay? And my opinion is my opinion, not necessarily based on fact and knowledge. I wish this young man wouldn't show nothing else about, would not go in his folder, open up his folder, and put it out there for y'all, because I think he'll change. He'll change his mind. I wish he wouldn't do that. With this case right here, I wouldn't do it. The case closed, and the only thing can happen in this case is they can get their money back. Because they weren't thinking about no money no way. That hotel ain't going nowhere. Y'all will never get rid of the hotel. And justice was served when the mother signed the paper. Can't fix that. You can destroy it and keep prayer, but I'm just talking about me. Speaking on me, you can't be a believer and do the opposite at the same time. And you know what I'm talking about. Y'all got to figure stuff out yourself. Right now, I know y'all don't want to hear it, because I don't have a big channel, the large channel, baby. It ain't got nothing to do with it. It's got the knowledge to let y'all know we are dealing right now. Spiritual warfare. It's a warfare. It's a war. Warfare. I don't have control of it. You don't have control of it. And they ain't even finished with it. What we're doing now is dealing with money. Money is the power, but it's not justice. When it comes down to my children, I want justice. I don't want that money. Y'all can keep that money. I see, I'm gonna get that justice, because then I can get that. I can do something else for money. But let me go on. No, I ain't giving up. I need somebody on my team that's not going to give up, that's going to help me get justice for my daughter. And the main thing they was doing real good was the protest. I thought that was the sweetest thing in the world when they were protesting. All the millions of people, even we protest on the computer. We was following along with the protesters. I didn't see no arguing, I ain't see no fighting, I ain't had none of that. What tripped me out when it ended? Y'all like, share, and yeah, just understand the like. Those people who get confused, you better sit down and marinate and think. Because we can't tell you everything. You got to figure it out yourself. So when I put something out there, or anyone, a content creator, put something out there, and they don't have a sponsor, they can't word it like they want to word it. And I refuse to do that. If you can't figure it out between the lines, then that's your problem. You figure it out. Now, if you don't understand, it's because it was put out there to not for you to understand. That's why the mother putting it away. That's why what she's saying to y'all don't make sense. What she putting on the computer. Oh, they don't even make sense. But she got to watch what she's saying. She shouldn't even be talking to y'all. And if you don't understand, you write that down on your paper, put it in your text, and put it in on your paperwork. Don't tell me you don't understand something. That's your prerogative. That's your problem if you don't understand something. Don't tell me what you're telling me for. Tell yourself. Why I can't understand what she's saying or what's going on? Because you don't want to. Y'all got to comprehend some kind of way. You got to find a way to sit down like you're doing now, yigging and yabba doing. You got to sit down and you got to write this stuff out. It ain't easy. I'm out, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. And guess what? Black Friday non-stop content. We still on. We was on last night. We ain't asking for no money. We ain't doing no money thing. We doing healthy things. This year about to end, y'all. Y'all about to come back into another year. And it ain't like this year right here. Every year's supposed to get better for you. Okay? If it don't, then you need to change.